What's going on, everybody? And welcome to this week's episode of the Festival Tales podcast. Thank you for tuning in with us. Before we get started on our story, please subscribe, write a review for the podcast if you can. We greatly appreciate all that. And also, please, if you can, submit your story to us. We are in need of some more stories, whether they're crazy, they're cute, they're lovey-dovey. We don't care, although we prefer crazy, or at least I do, because I think that makes it more fun. But we want all your stories that are related to festivals and any type of festival. So please write those in, and we'll put the link in the description like we always do, and send that to your friends. Get your friends involved, have their crazy stories read, and then you can all listen to it and laugh about it. And it'll be one great old happy silly goose time. So here we go for today's episode. I'll be reading the story, right, Aid? Is that what's going on here?
Yep, it's all
Sorry,
you.
I felt like I just didn't include you right there at the beginning, so I wanted to get you
Hi,
in.
I'm here.
Aid is here today. Yeah, it's not. I didn't introduce us at all. See, that's why I'm not good at this. Okay, I really did not even introduce who was talking.
You're
Although I think
good.
at this point they should know, but it's okay.
Okay,
but Aid's here today, everybody. Anyways, today's story. All right, here we go. The person says this might be a little bit of a long read, but the buildup is worth the payout. Trust me.
Oh boy.
So here we go. Let's see if it's worth it. You guys judge. Excuse me. All right. He starts by saying, I started going to shows in 2016 and attended my first festival in 2017, but the second festival I had ever attended was Lost Lands. Since it was the premiere year of Lost Lands, it was a lot smaller festival and smaller crowd. While there was a group of us from all over that met each other for the first time, and we became a pretty close group, almost like a family. So after Lost Lands, we all wanted to go to a festival as a group together, and the closest one was EDC Orlando. EDC Orlando's dope, by the way, because that's in the home state. So, anyways, he goes on to say, me being the baby of the group, I definitely wanted to experience more festivals, so I agreed to go, even though we all didn't know each other that well. Nothing bad happened, which is good, but EDC was a whole different vibe than I was used to, because Lost Lands was mainly bass music, and EDC was a variety of different music. I stuck with my group for the first few hours into the first day because I didn't know much of the artists at the time. We all headed to Infected Mushroom under a tent-style stage. I think I know what stage you're talking about. And in 10 seconds, I couldn't handle it and got intense anxiety and had to leave.
Oh my god.
I told my group and I had, what does it say? I told my group and then, had to head to the main stage where it was more mainstream music. I think Jaws was playing, and which I enjoyed. I didn't realize that after his set, I had to find my group. What? Hold on. Okay, sorry guys. I lost my place there. I didn't realize till that after his set, I had to find my group somehow, which I didn't realize until then. And while I wasn't in the best state of mind, it was pretty hard to find. I was walking around for a while until I noticed one of the guys in our group, so I met up with him, and he was talking to an older guy, and for him, it seemed like completely normal. He's one of those people that just talks to anyone and everyone. So I get involved in the conversation, not knowing who this older dude was, and I told him I was new to the whole scene, and he seemed more interested and started asking me questions like, oh, how are you liking the festival? What kind of music do you like? What stages do you like? Questions like that. And I didn't really think much into it, although that it was kind of weird for him to be asking those questions. He finally left because he had things to do, so me and my friend went to go look for more people in our group and eventually found them later that night. Once day one was over, we all headed back to the Airbnb to kind of keep the party going and whatnot. And that's when my friend, who I found out was talking to the older guy, I totally butchered that sentence, but the older guy he was talking to was Pasquale. And everyone was saying how lucky he was and how rare it is to apparently meet him. And at the time, I had no idea who they were talking about. But yeah, I met Pasquale at EDC Orlando and didn't realize it until after I started talking to him. So excuse my reading on that one. I butchered that. But that's pretty wild that you meet the guy who curates the entire Insomniac festivals the first time you go to his festival.
And you just think it's some weird older guy
Yeah,
talking
just
to you.
because he's asking all these questions like, how do you like it? What do you like this? Do you like that? I feel like that's how I would feel my first time at one of those festivals, and someone was asking me like all that stuff. I'd be like, "Yeah, dude, I like it. Like, I'm here. Like, so what do you like? What is it? What are you getting at here?"
Yeah, like I would probably get creeped out, honestly. Whenever people talk to me and start asking me a lot of questions, I get really overwhelmed and like signal to my friends like, okay, we gotta go or something, you know?
Mm. Especially, I mean, luckily the guy it was a guy, wasn't a girl, who I guess. But yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that, especially for like girls, if like there was an older guy like talking to you at a festival, you'd be like, "All right, I want to leave. Like, I want to get out of here."
Yeah.
I remember one time I was actually at EDC Orlando last year. We had this like I don't remember, we were at main stage. I don't remember who was playing, but there was like this older guy next to us who was talking to our
Mhm.
whole group the whole time, and he was like jacked, and he had a flow whip, and he was just like he kept spinning the flow whip, just kept spinning it in circles, and like he would do all these other things, but his like main trick was he would just like spin it in circles. And of
Oh my
course, people
gosh.
are in other states of mind, so they're like, "Oh my god, it's crazy!" But he just kept spinning it in circles. And then later that night, we found out that guy was like a professional wrestler.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
like my friend told us, he's like, "Do you not know who that was?" And I was like, "I have no idea who that was." He was like, "That was some professional wrestler." Like, and he pulled him up and everything, and like showed us his record. It was crazy. So like, it's these old people. You never know who they're gonna be at these festivals, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot of people don't know what Pasquale looks like, probably until this year. If you're watching the live streams, like a lot of people didn't know what he looked like or who he was, honestly, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I barely knew who he was for the first probably 2 years of going to festivals. It wasn't until like I think
Yeah.
one of the festival like EDC Orlando like posted a picture of him or something, and I was like, "Oh, that's." Then I click on the profile. You're like, "Why are they posting him?" And then yada yada. He's in charge of it all.
Yeah.
We had a
Yeah.
friend that at your favorite festival, Electric Forest, found a wallet on the ground, and it was Pasquale's wallet,
What?
and she returned it, not knowing it was his. I guess I don't know if
Yeah.
she. Or I think, well, obviously she looked at the name. I'm pretty sure, but she ended up giving it back to him, and then like I can't remember exactly what he did for them that weekend, but I think he like upgraded him. I'm pretty sure they hung out with him for like a solid like 2 or 3 hours, like him and
Oh
his
my
family,
gosh.
and like we're just chatting and stuff. I'll have to find out the real story from her again, but yeah,
Yeah.
she that was one of her big highlights from festivals from
Oh my
E4. She was like, "It was so
gosh.
amazing. Like I met Pascal. I gave him his wallet. I think he gave her like money. Actually, I think that's what it was. He was like, "Oh, here's some money because like thank you for finding my wallet."
Wow. That's awesome. He at Forest, he's always walking around. I've yet to run into him or meet him, but he's always walking around with his two little kids at Forest, and
Yeah,
it's always so cute seeing like photos and videos of it.
it's so crazy to me that he just like brings his kids to like the festival. I mean, like he
I
runs
know.
it. I know, understand, so like he can do
Well,
that.
I don't know if they go to any of the other ones, but Forest is all ages.
Is it really?
Uh-huh. Forest is all ages.
I didn't know that. Since
They
when?
might have
Since
some
forever.
restriction, like you have to have a parent if you're like under 18, but I think it's all ages.
That's dope. And that's like I've only been
Yeah.
to one other like that, and that was not one other, but like Lollapalooza. I'm pretty sure it's like that
Yeah,
in
Lola's all
Chicago
ages. Yeah.
because all the
Yeah,
high schoolers
you'll
go.
see like little kid, yeah, all the high school. You'll see little kids at Forest and they'll be with like their family and it's like so cute. Um
Interesting. And there's like Wooks like naked in the mud, like
yeah.
5 feet
Yeah.
from them.
Yeah, but I feel like the parents do a pretty good job of like, keeping them
Shielding. Yeah,
away
you're
kind
pretty
of
like
thing.
aware. You're like, all right, we're
Weirdos.
not gonna go
Yeah.
that way. We're
Yeah.
gonna stay
I
away from
think
those
they know.
people.
Yeah.
That's when you teach your kids about like proper like bathing etiquette. You're like, we're here. You're gonna shower after the day. You're
Yeah.
like, but that is crazy. I mean, yeah, I've never ran into him at anything, and I've been EDCO 3 times, EDC Las Vegas. So we'll have to get him on one time. I'll have to.
Yeah. Have you ever seen or spotted a DJ in a crowd?
Yes, I spotted a Millennium once. So, and
Oh.
I got up there, and I should have asked for a picture, and I froze, and I asked for an
Yeah.
autograph instead. I still feel stupid about that because like I don't really like autographs are cool, but I'm not like I don't need it. Like,
Yeah.
so now I
Yeah.
have an autograph jersey, but I mean, but it was cool. It was cool, but I didn't get to really talk to him because then like I noticed him before everyone else noticed him. So like
Yeah.
I like ran up and like real quick was like, hey, like and he was talking to people, so I actually was kind of quiet, like let him talk. And he was like, oh, what's up, man? I was like, oh, just want to say hi and like can I get an autograph? He was like, sure. And then I turned around and I was like stuck where I was. I was like I couldn't move. There were just so many people all of a sudden.
Oh my gosh.
And we've
Was
seen
he all incognito with like a hood and stuff?
no. I mean, it was kind of near the rail, so I wouldn't. No, he wasn't necessarily like completely incognito. He had a set later that night, so he was just like in the like middle area at Lost Lands and whatnot. But it was cool. And then we've had a friend that met Bear Grylls. Can't remember if that was a meetup or not. It might have been a meetup at Lost Lands, but regardless, I mean, he saw him out wandering the festival.
Yeah.
And then I've seen like some local DJs every once in a while, like that are around in Florida and that kind of travel Florida. So I've seen like them. Who else? Oh, we saw Dion Timmer at Forbidden Kingdom actually, and he was legit just walking around like he had his beanie on, and like we like didn't notice it. And one of the girls,
he looks like an average dude.
He did, yeah. And one of the girls got like a high five, and I have a picture of her like right after the high five, like with her hand up, and she's like smiling, and we're like, here, just take a photo of you. Let's remember like the high five.
Yeah, I feel like unless you have a distinct look about yourself, like when it comes to like some of the DJs, they just look like average dudes. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't like spot them out of the crowd unless they had something like identifiable with them. Like
I agree, yeah.
Like Slushy has like his colored hair, or like people that have their hair dyed or something. But otherwise, like I'm so bad at like seeing that kind of stuff.
I'm horrible. I'm horrible about it with any type of celebrities. Like not even just DJs. And
Yeah.
DJs I pay attention to, but like real life celebrities, I would be even worse at. Like if I was, it'd be horrible. I would not notice. Like Leonardo DiCaprio could walk by me, and even though I know who he is, I would be like, I don't know who that is. Like, I'm just like oblivious when it comes to the streets.
Yeah, on Holy Ship you run into a lot of artists because they're just like running around. What?
Sorry, I my buddy here, who I share the studio with, and he's doing work, and he goes the streets because he heard me say that. So.
That's funny. On Holy Ship you run into a lot of artists. But they're not incognito, they're just kind of out in the open, so those are like times I have. But
I've talked to you about that. You've ran to like Seven Lions like twice, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I met Seven Lions and his wife on Holy Ship, and then at Imagine Music Festival, which was later on in the year, I told Emma Capote's that story, which there's like more to that story that I can't share. I can tell you another time, Jane Babs, but
I'm very excited to hear this story.
I know. There's part of it that I can't talk about because it's not my business. But and so I told Emma this story, and then she was like, "Oh my god, that's such a crazy story!" Like blah blah blah, and like we knew we were seeing Seven Lions that weekend, and then after his set on the final day, we were hanging out at the Disco Inferno stage listening to house music. And I see his wife, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's his wife, like Emma. I think her name's Emma or something. And I turned to Emma, and I'm like, oh my god, that's his wife. And she was like, yeah, Aid, and that's Seven Lions standing right next to her.
You're like,
he was like, and I was like, oh yeah, duh. Like where else would Seven Lions be? He was incognito. He had like a black hat on and like a hood and stuff, or I don't think he was wearing a hood. I think he had his hair in like a man bun or something.
Gotta get that long hair up. That's the style.
Yeah,
rock
and then
a man
had,
bun.
Like a hood, and so Emma was like, "Aid, we have to go walk over. Like we have to, And I was like, "Okay, let's go." And so we went and said hi, and then we didn't get a photo or anything. I've met him a couple times, and I've never gotten a photo with him because I've just felt so awkward, like asking for one.
Because especially if you like see him like they're in the crowd and people keep going up to him, I would feel bad to ask for a picture.
Yeah, I don't want to like draw attention and then he can't like get out of that. You know what I mean? Or like mess up their time because they're like having their own little time, like listening to house music and stuff.
I bet you that is how it is. Like when the first person, that's how it always is. Like the first person goes over, and then it's like like with me, I like went over, and then I turned around and I was just stuck there, and I was like, fuck, I can't move. I can't, like, there's too many people here now.
And that's what happened on Ship a lot of the times. Like when I saw Seven Lions on the final day with him and his wife, they were dancing out in the crowd, and like all it takes is for one person to like go up to them, ask for a photo, or like tell him how much he means to them or whatever, and then all of a sudden like you just start seeing a trail of people coming, and they're just trying to have a good time. Like he was vibing out, chugging some champagne bottles.
Good lit. That's good shit.
He was getting lit, yeah. Trying to think if there was anyone else. A lot of my friends are really good about spotting people. Some people have spot Lewis the Child in a crowd, Jai Wolf in a crowd.
I have met
Trying to remember who else.
Sullivan King. I wasn't in the crowd, but I
Oh
was on the
yeah.
side of the stage and I was like trying to get, I think I've told this before, I was trying to get medical for somebody else. And then like, as I was going up the stair, because like security was like, come back with us and tell somebody. And I was like, okay. So I like,
I
like,
don't think you told this story.
yeah, I swear I did. So like, I went to go, like, someone was like passed out and they didn't know what to do. And of course, full disclosure, by the time like I got there with like the medical people, like he was gone. So we were like,
Oh,
I'm sorry, but he was right here. Like I'm not like making this
yeah.
up. And everyone else was like, he literally just got up and just ran away. And we're like, all right, well, anyways. But no, he was like passed out on these people's stuff. And I was like, does anyone know him? And they're like, no, we don't know who this is. And I was like, do you think we need to get medical? And they were like, probably. And I was like, okay, I'll do it then. Cause like, and I just was
Yeah.
walking by. Like I wasn't like sitting there the whole time. So then I go get medical or security, and I'm like, hey, like you guys got to get somebody over there. There's somebody just like passed out on the ground, and they're like, okay, and then they like walk around a little bit, and then they're like, well, just come with us. So they just like bring me backstage for God knows what reason,
Yeah.
and like they're like trying to get me to go tell somebody else in security to get like more people over there. So like I go up to this back door thing and I like go to like tell the security guard at the back door like, hey, like there's supposed to be someone in there I'm talking to get security or medical response. And like as I'm saying it, like Sullivan King walks out and I'm like, oh hey, how's it going? And he was like, what's up? And I was like, and we just like shook hands and I was like, anyways, so there's somebody passed out over there, like we gotta get like a medical team like over there or something. And then he was like, and then Sullivan King just like gave me a look like, and then we like bumped, and he just walked away, and I was like, "See ya." That was it.
Oh my god. Wait, I swear, I don't think you ever told that story.
I feel like I did, but I mean, I could have left it out. There you go.
Well, now we
It's out there
know.
now.
Because I was like, I don't think you've ever talked about Sullivan King. He's so funny on TikTok. Have you seen his
Some of
TikTok?
his TikToks are hysterical.
Oh my god,
Like
they're
the
so
job interview.
funny.
Job interview one's one of my favorites. Where it's like,
Oh yeah,
"Oh, you
yeah,
were in
yeah.
a band?" He's like, "Yeah," or whatever
Like,
it was.
what did they say? Like Kygo or something?
Yeah, and he was like,
Yeah.
sort of. It's like Kygo. He's just screaming into the mic. Oh my
There was
God.
another. I think there was another joke like that where someone says like Kygo and like no hate to Kygo, but I feel like everyone's like putting him in the mainstream bucket.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, they were throwing him in the mainstream a little bit there.
I wonder like when festivals come back, like how awkward it's gonna be to run into DJs and stuff because like you can't necessarily like are we gonna be able to just like go run up to them? Or are we gonna be wearing masks? Like how awkward is that gonna be? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually didn't think about. I didn't think about that too much.
Because I've been thinking about like when we go back to festivals and stuff, and like we'll probably be wearing masks at some of these.
Do you
There'll
think?
be like some mask requirement, but then like what happens when meeting people? I don't know.
Do you think we'd be back this 2021?
I think we'll have smaller scale events happen, like
I feel like
in
shows will happen, but
in
I don't think
shows
festivals will.
in places like Texas and Florida. I think
Well, shows are
are
already happening here.
no, yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
like
That's
we're
what I'm
full
saying.
on. Like it's open.
Like I would think smaller scale events could happen in Florida and Texas. Because we're having shows too here in Austin, and Houston and Dallas I think are having shows too. And then we'll see if Ubby Dubby actually happens. That one they're doing reduced capacity and everyone has to wear a mask at. So I'd be interested to see how that turns out if it happens, but we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I've just been kind of thinking about that stuff. I feel like places like California probably won't see anything
No.
because they've been they're closed. um, So yeah, I guess we'll see. I've just been thinking about like how different things are going to be potentially when we like go back to stuff, and like I was watching live stream videos of, I don't remember what live stream I was watching, but just seeing how close everyone is together, it's like so crazy to think about that.
Yeah,
Like
I
how
mean, it was.
how closely quartered we were back then.
Oh, I know. I like posted a video of like 7 lions at EDC Orlando from last year, just to reminisce on that. EDC Orlando was a year ago, and I
Yeah.
remember like I did like a pan of like the crowd behind me, and I was like, "This is nuts!" Like, how is that
Yeah.
even like the fact that that was happening and was perfectly fine is crazy to me. And then here we
Has it
are.
been a year since your? Oh wait, no, you went to Forbidden Kingdom.
Yeah, coming up on February will be my last year. Remember, I just cannot speak
You
today.
can't talk today.
Coming up on February will be a year, but it feels like it's been 10
I
years.
know it'll be March for me.
It hit me like today. I was like, ugh, I just haven't been anything. I was like at work, and I was like, Monday, ugh, this sucks. Typical. This
Yeah.
drags. And then I was like, what is going on in my life? And then I, I had like one of those moments where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, I'm just like haven't done anything in a while. It's fine. Like everything's good. Like life's good.
Having that,
I just haven't been to live music in about 8 months. So whatever.
just having an existential crisis.
Yeah,
It's fine.
just want to quit my job and.
I have one like every other week, I swear, Monday at least. I know it's crazy because you think about it, it's like you're closer to the 1 year of your last festival than you were the actual festival. You know what I mean? Like I had that realization. Like I'm closer to March next year than March this year. And that just like took me out.
Oh yeah. Oh damn! I didn't think about that.
It's literally December tomorrow. Like
Oh no! I didn't think about that at all.
it still feels like it's like May or June or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crawled. I mean, luckily these last like few months have kind of sped up a little bit. I feel like,
Yeah,
but the year itself, it feels like it's been a long, long year.
very.
Like a very long year.
A little tired.
I know. I'm sorry. I like on the way over here, I was like dozing off on my drive, but I feel like I've woken up a little bit. So
We're good.
hopefully I've brought the energy for you guys.
Yeah, I think that. Do we have anything else on this story? I think we're good.
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Crazy that you met him. I wish I met him.
Yeah,
We're gonna get him on the podcast one of these days.
yeah.
Gonna be our
Just keep
first
your eyes
guest.
peeled, you guys, for Pasquale in the crowd, artists in the crowd. It'll be even harder if we have to wear masks, but I guess we'll see.
If we have festivals, we'll see.
If we have festivals, we'll see.
Get to it, Florida. Here we go. I'm just kidding. No. All right. Peace.
Bye.